Hey Dan, it's finally time to check out Storm's levels in Spiderman and the X-Men in Arcade's Revenge. Now you might remember last time I said that Storm's levels are unique amongst all the other challenges you face, and that's because these levels, which are called Dunk the Mutant, take place mostly underwater. So you can see Storm swims back and forth. She will swim down. If you release, she will just automatically float back up to the top. Now, if you look at the top left-hand side of the screen, you'll notice that instead of a health bar, she has an oxygen or an air supply meter. And passing through obstacles like these lasers taking damage, she will lose air. But as long as she can get back to a place where she can breathe, she will replenish those. Now her controls are pretty straightforward. The Y button will send out a single lightning bolt. The B button will release a whirlwind. Now you can only use the whirlwind after you collect a pearl from inside one of these giant oysters by blasting one open. There we go. Now you can see I have the whirlwind ready. Now the whirlwind is not an offensive weapon. It actually creates a barrier that other attacks can't pass through. That becomes very useful when you are facing off against some of these robotic squids, and there are a couple other hazards. So you'll see as she swims around, she'll come against barriers, like those doors that need to be blasted open. And you'll see back here at the beginning, I haven't done anything with this, but this is a valve that when it's blasted, it'll raise up the water level. Now the thing about this level is you need to make sure your path is clear before you start raising the water level. So here you can see there's something on the other side that's blasting against that door. So as soon as I blast it open, I'm going to release a whirlwind, and you can see the squid's attacks just sort of bounce back towards it. You can sort of see it underneath that kelp there. And here's a little air pocket where you can replenish your air supply. And you'll notice there's a glowing pickup above me. Once the water level is higher, I can grab that, and then I'll be able to release a lightning storm with the A button. And again, that's like the whirlwind, you only get one of those attacks per pickup. So you can see this is the next portion where we need to go, but first we need to start raising up the water level. Now, the order in which you open up the valves is very important. So the first one you want to do is the one that you start near. You just hit it and it will blast open. You can see the water level is rising. In fact, if I go back here where there was an air pocket before, it's now gone. Alright, so usually the best strategy for this is go slowly, clear the path ahead of you as best as you can, only destroy one valve at a time, and always be careful of your air supply. So you can see there's one more valve that I destroyed, and it wasn't enough to take us up to this level. It's definitely a beginner's trap that they put you right next to a valve, because your first instinct is going to be to blast it, and then you will run out of air very quickly. Now here's another nice little thing, is that you can see there's air sort of coming out of, it's probably, I guess, like a hole in a pipe there. And you'll see that even though Storm is underwater, she is able to replenish her air supply. Now the water level isn't high enough for me to blast that. I didn't mean to shoot that oyster yet, but that's okay. I'll open up that valve. Don't want to hit that one yet. I want to clear out. Oop. But sometimes, yep, you make a little mistake. That's okay, though. Again, you can just sort of hang out here and collect that air as it's escaping, those little bubbles, until you get back to a full 8 air bubbles. There you go. And you see, as she's underwater, they just sort of automatically... as she's underwater, the air naturally just disappears, the bubbles shrink one by one, and if she ever runs out of air, then she dies. Alright, but if you're careful, it's not too difficult to manage. Now you can see at the tops of both of these passages, as soon as I released the water to a high enough level, those sea mines were sort of released, and they came and floated up at the top. And they'll be destroyed if you hit them with a lightning bolt, or if you touch them, they will blow up. But obviously, they'll do some damage to you. Ooh, and you have to be very careful passing through these. There we go. And again, here's another spot where there's oxygen coming out of the ground. So, you know, they're okay with it for here. So I'm gonna blast that that door open and then leave another whirlwind to block. There we go, that's a little bit easier to see. And then I can shoot through it and destroy that squid. There we are. Now I will have to backtrack. Just collect another pearl so I have a whirlwind ready to go. I'll have to go back down. But this should be alright. So my plan is go back to where I was before, fill up on oxygen from this bubble here. Good. And then blast that valve. Oh no, wait. The valve is up here. That's right. Let's blast that one. Refill the lungs. And keep going. Now you'll notice one of the things about Storm is that she stays in this sort of horizontal orientation even when she's swimming upwards. So sometimes she can get caught on a wall when you're swimming upwards through a narrow passageway. Just gonna fill up the oxygen meter, and is there anything up here? Nope. Alright. And through here... You'll notice, alright, so there's another one of those sea mine release mechanisms. So as soon as I get up there... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Might just be a bit of decoration, but you can refill yourself on oxygen here. Very good. Then blast that valve. Head on up. And I have to do this one a bit quickly. Because again, you don't get to breathe again until you get outside of that door. So there's another sea mine that's been released. I'm just going to blast it. And I don't mind taking the hit because I'm right here and I've got all of that, all of the air. So there was a valve back here. I'm not going to open it just yet until I explore around. So I'm going to come down this way. There's another... There's a scuba diver, and another of those lightning storm pickups. I haven't used either. I haven't used either of mine yet. So I'm going to take it in turn to blast these valves one at a time. And try to stay underneath that beam. Alright, very good. And these ones, it looks like there's going to be ones that are active, but they aren't. They will just stay turned off. Alright. So we should be safe. I think you can only... You can carry more than one lightning storm at a time, but I think you're limited to only 2 whirlwinds at a time. I'm going to open up that one as well. And there's a mine there, and I'll just take the hit. That's okay. And one more valve. Open that up. Very good. Protect myself with the whirlwind. Wait for that to turn off. Pass through and refill my air supply. Alright, so I'll have to backtrack and open up another valve. I'll try to time this with the... not so good there. And you can see there's another... there's a storm extra life there. Now I'm actually gonna forget about that valve for a moment, because I took a bit too much damage from those like laser beams or electric fields or whatever they're supposed to be. Alright, so I'm gonna head back, blast that valve, and then be done with it. Let's see if we can time this out better. It didn't seem to last nearly as long as it did last time. Oof. Yeah, took a few hits there. And I don't actually need to pass by that one, but I can open that up, get to the top, and even while it's rising, you can still get a bit of air. There we go. And that's good. And you're never certain exactly how high it's going to go until you test it out. Here's the lightning storm to take out those scuba divers. And there's a sea mine about to come up. Alright, so I'm going to swim down and explore. Squids are just sort of sitting there. Open up this doorway. And I believe we're getting close to the first level boss. Yes, so we have to deal with this school of piranha. You can just tease them back and then hit them one by one as they come at you. Alternatively, you could use your lightning attack. Now, are there any other valves that I need to open? Okay. There's one last piranha. Just take a couple of lightning hits, and now the boss for this one is this sort of spinning energy thing here, so I'm gonna... yeah, you can very easily choose it just by sort of staying up here where you're always getting more oxygen. And just sort of firing off your electric blast. There you go. Yeah, it's not too difficult once you've got yourself to the top and you can grab more air. And then once you're done, you just swim through there. And that's the end of Storm's first level. Well done, Storm. Alright, so next time we'll have a look at Storm's second level, which again takes place underwater. Alright, thanks for watching, Dan. And if you've got any questions or comments or anything specific you want me to look at, just let me know. I'll talk to you later.